Now Faith Apostolic Church on Rex Road. They found 12 children ages roughly 15 to 18 years old living in the basement.
These children are actually living in the structure.
In the basement? In the basement. Is it more to this story than what they're showing us? How are you good people doing, my American brothers and sisters and my foreign brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith, and you watch my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Make sure you guys are following me on the platforms you see up here and down here. Click the thumbs up button. That way my content can stay consistently recommended to you. And when you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification. It will bring down the drop box. And when they bring down that drop box, select all notifications. And after that, don't forget to check out my other YouTube channel called Man, Husband, Father. And I thank y'all for responding over there and answering some things that I asked y'all over there, okay? Appreciate it. Everything I'm asking you to do on this channel, make sure you do it over there, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all all saw the intro to that, right? They found 12 kids living in the basement of a church, right? And initially, you know, you're looking at this, you know what? I'm going to just let y'all watch this first.
We determined that they were all in state defects custody and had been relocated from another facility from within our county.
Clayton County Fire Chief and Fire Marshal say they got involved after a medical call late Tuesday at Now Faith Apostolic Church on Rex Road. They found 12 children ages roughly 15 to 18 years old living in the basement.
These children are actually living in the structure. It's not used temporary. They've been here for a long period of time. They sleep here, they get up, they leave, they come back.
Someone from Now Faith was on site overnight as they waited for DFACS to transfer all the teens, but told us to leave the property. Clayton County Police were also on scene. We're still working to determine if there is a criminal investigation. The fire marshal said the church is not meant for residential care and doesn't meet codes, missing things like sprinklers and fire alarms.
There's actually beds that have been set up in different rooms, and the males and females are separated, so they're actually beds they're living in and sleeping in, but once again, the facility is not designed for that.
Woo! So, one would think, and I had some mixed thoughts about this, like, one was, did the state know that the children were there? The other thing is, isn't this what the church is supposed to be for, kind of? Technically, you know, were codes violated? Possibly. I'm just telling y'all my thoughts. Is it possible that the way that this church is set up, it definitely can be a place where these kids can at least sleep? I'm glad y'all are thinking about those questions because they are going to be answered right now.
Now to a Channel 2 Action News exclusive. The pastor of a church where fire officials removed 12 foster care kids is defending his actions. He says the state knew the kids were living there and removed them because of politics.
This is a fight. This is a fight. And maybe we lost the battle, but we won't lose the war.
The county chairwoman says politics did not play a role and the state thought the kids were living somewhere else. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in Clayton County. And Tom, the pastor gave you an exclusive tour of the actual area where the teens slept.
Yeah, that's right, Linda. Pastor Dr. C.H. Brady wanted me to see where the teens were living since fire officials said they were living in a basement, suggesting they were living in some dark, dank area. He says the teens were very comfortable here. He says politics brought fire crews here that night, and he says what they did left those teens traumatized.
They woke them up with flashlights. Get up, get up.
Pastor Dr. C.H. Brady says it was way out of line for fire officials and police to arrive late at night and remove 12 foster care kids who were living at Now Faith Apostolic Church Tuesday.
These kids have special needs. That's trauma.
And Brady believes it was all done not for the kids' safety, but for political reasons.
This is not politics. Those kids, they don't have a vote.
We were there as fire inspectors removed the teens because the church doesn't meet the requirement for a boarding home, and its fire safety systems didn't meet code. A fire inspector issued 5 citations. Pastor Brady believes the kids would still be here if he still supported County Chairwoman Alika Anderson Henry.
I'm not giving you any more money. We've been under attack since.
The chairwoman says she had nothing to do with the inspection of the church and the kids' removal. She told me DFACS had no idea the kids were at the church and thought they were at the state licensed facility Brady operated in Riverdale. Brady disputes that, saying he had to move the kids from that location because of flooding, and the state knew the church was his backup location.
You're required to have an emergency relocation should something happen.
Brady was highly offended. Fire officials suggested the kids were living in a filthy basement.
They're not sleeping on the floor.
He gave me a tour of the teens' sleeping quarters. The pastor says the area is comfortable and the teens were happy here.
I wouldn't put any child in a place that I wouldn't have my own children.
He says the county gave him 29 days to make corrections listed in the citation, so he was surprised they swooped in and removed the teens. Brady says his political enemies should attack him.
Don't attack the children.
And Brady says he wants to make the necessary corrections and get the teens back here. The county chairwoman says he owes $100,000 in back taxes at the other facility where the teens were. She says he should focus on that instead of getting the teens back here. Brady denies owing that $100,000 in back taxes. We're live in Clayton County. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
And I just hope those teenagers, those kids are okay. Tom, thank you.
See what I'm saying? It's like you see this and I'm thinking to myself, like, honestly, guys, I'm just telling y'all, depending on what type of life you came up with, some of the things that I went through as a kid, I would have wished that it was something around like this where I could have stayed and got a bed like that, knowing it was warm, knowing it was safe. Too often you hear the opposite of what pastors and churches are doing to kids, molesting them, sexually assaulting them, things like that, right? But here you are with this church that has bed, toiletries, things that they need. You would think that this would be the place to be one of the number one spots where a person would want to go. In fact, growing up, I literally thought that amongst Catholics, I thought that the priests and the nuns, I thought they lived in the churches. I don't know if they do. I still, y'all, as a 43-year-old grown man right now, I still don't know if they do or they don't. I literally thought that they lived in those churches, like they got their own quarters, their own bedrooms and all that. I don't know. Do y'all know this? Because I never really studied and tried to research it. All you got to do is Google it. I'm a person that like to interact with folks that watches my channel, right? I have to tell y'all right now, I get that they talk about codes and all that, but to me, in my opinion, for the church to even be there, didn't they have to pass all those codes anyway? But I know y'all talking about in regards to living quarters, in which I completely understand. But if the pastor is able to go and get those codes passed, I, in my opinion, don't see no problem with that. I guess there could be a better alternative. I mean, there's no problem living on the streets or in cardboards or things like that. You know what I'm saying? There's no problem with that. If they out there in the woods in tents or something like that, or out there sitting on the street corner begging for stuff, sitting with a shopping cart, right? There's no codes or inspections for something like that. But God forbid you in a church, a nice, comfortable church where there's toiletries, amenities, and heat and air and nice beds, nice and clean. God forbid that. Just want to throw that in there. Don't cost you nothing. Especially if it's a great need. And like you said, the other place flooded. The state knew about it. He's been open. He's been transparent about it. Why would he lie? At the same time, the whole political stuff that they're throwing in there, that is kind of strange. It is like, okay, all this time the kids been doing is the state know about this. Then all of a sudden they show up at night, flashlights and everything to remove the children. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it's a lot of mixed things that can come into play right here. None of those kids were being done wrong. What, the fostering system itself that want these kids to have good homes and, be with good families, and whatever center that they had before, he seemed like he said this is plan B should something happen to plan A, right? Where did those kids go after that? The kids seemed to be happy where they were. They weren't complaining. Do y'all know of any, I guess runaways, being on the streets, being caught up in some sort of trafficking, being, sold off, prostitution and things like that. I guess running the streets, living with hood friends and things like that. I guess that's the better alternative. I'm telling y'all right now, I just, like I said, I got mixed feelings about this. I think that what he was trying to do is a good thing, especially if all the children were doing there sleeping. Now, y'all might say things like, well, they probably need some adult supervision, something like that. I completely understand that right there, because if you are a foster parent, the parent most likely definitely needs to be there with the children. So it's a lot of stuff to unpack here, guys. I mean, it's a bunch of pros and cons that comes along with this. What are y'all thoughts on this? Leave it in the comments below after this video. Not forgetting to do what you see in this animation right here. That will greatly help the channel. If you want to see the next video that I'm going to be doing after this one, it's going to be up there. Things I did as of yesterday that you may have missed will be here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.